Welcome to another exciting episode of Mr. Smith talking about the vicious Roman Empire. Sorry about that. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Mr. Smith teaching about the Roman Empire. The Romans have consolidated power on the Italian peninsula. Okay. During this time, there was another major great emerging power that is well established in the Mediterranean, and it's from the city of Carthage. Carthage has taken over vast swaths of territory and is a massive naval and trading power in the region. Now, at first, there is no conflict between the Romans and the Carthaginians. Okay? In fact, they have many treaties and their relations are in general friendly, which is odd for the Carthaginians as they're at war with pretty much everyone else around the Mediterranean as they expand their empire, how should we say, rather aggressively. So this war, or series of wars actually, there's three. They're called the Punic Wars. Punic, okay, being Latin for Phoenician. Where's Phoenicia? Well, if you were to follow the Mediterranean on the screen all the way to the right until it ends somewhere there around Israel, that's Phoenicia. That's where the Carthaginians originally came from. So Latin for Phoenician, Punic, the Punic Wars. There's three in all, and they go from 264 BC to 146 BC. Okay, so we've got nearly 100 plus years of war here. So first of all, we've got the island of Sicily. You may see it over here, over my shoulder there. It's that big island with a little bit of purple and green just below Rome. Two major cities on this, both belonging to Carthage, wind up attacking each other with their soldiers. In this armed conflict between their cities, Carthage takes the side of one of the major cities. Out of nowhere, Rome decides to step in and make an issue out of this, something that's not even within their boundaries, and chooses to back the other one. This launches a full-scale war between Rome and Carthage. The problem is Carthage is a massive sea power. As you may notice from the map behind me, there's a lot of ocean between Rome and Carthage. The Roman boats stink, and because they stink, they sink. So eventually the Romans find a wrecked Carthaginian ship. They basically re-engineer it and steal the details. So they win that one. As you can see behind me here, behind my head, okay, during the Second Punic Wars, we have a man named Hannibal, and he is the general for the Carthaginian forces. He's going to start in Spain, right here behind my head, and he's going to march all the way through Galatia up there and come down and attack Rome through the top. Now, there's a problem. There's a major mountain range there. You may have heard of it. Some of the tallest mountains in the world, okay, the Alps. And yes, he did bring his elephants in winter through the Alps. That would be like marching elephants over things taller than Mount Rainier in winter. It's insane. And he does it with a massive army through strength of will and probably some brutality. He forces his troops and the elephants through with some losses. However, it's worth it. Once he finishes going through the Alps, he's there at the top of the red on the Italian peninsula, and he manages to carve a bloody swath all the way down. Hannibal was a brilliant tactician. At one point, he uses his elephants and his cavalry, and he surrounds a Roman legion that is twice the size of his force, and he decimates them. And it's terrible. However, he will eventually be defeated by a Roman general named Scipio Africanus in about 202 BC. Quick thing here. There are many Romans named Scipio. The problems with Romans, they don't have last names. Anything that comes after the first name is a descriptor. So Scipio Africanus beats him. In the third war, as you can see here, Carthage doesn't have much left. Okay? The Romans launch a direct attack on Carthage itself, and after a long and bloody fight led by Scipio the Younger, Carthage is utterly destroyed. And this happens in 146 BC. The Romans are so done with Carthage, they don't even keep it. They destroy the city, pull down its walls, and take salt and lay it on their fields, basically ensuring that nothing will grow there for many years to come. Salting the fields is basically a way of saying, you're not even worth keeping and being productive anymore. Adios. Yeah, that's the end of Carthage. Now, again, this is a long series of wars. This is at minimum a 3-generation warfare between these cities that control large areas, basically Rome and Carthage. Rome has taken over what was the Carthaginian Empire and has now created its own emerging empire. It has its foothold in North Africa now. It has taken over pieces of Spain, and it has taken over these islands that we see here, those nice large productive islands in the Mediterranean. We hope to see you next time. For now, this is Mr. Smith saying, oh, my pizza's ready. Speaking of Rome, bye guys.